everyone. So it's the busiest week for lash technicians. The week before Christmas, it is insane in the membrane. So I have got for you 5 styling tips to make your lashing this week for the Christmas season easier. So, number 1, using baby hairs. So in sections where the majority of the lashes are all the same, as in the natural lashes, and then you have just one tiny weeny baby hair, use it with say one single long. So if everything here is more or less a 12, get a 14 and just shove it in, just one 0.07 or whatever, because obviously the baby hairs can't take lots. Just use one and it will just come through really nicely. Okay, say this section here is a 12, or you're using mainly 12s in this section. For me, I would probably be using an array of lengths like 11s, 12s, 13s, or depending on where it is, something like that. But in this section, we have got, whether through growth, through damage, you know, maybe not through your fault, through whatever reason, we've got a baby hair in there. Oh my God, focus. And it's here, say, but most of these you're using as 12s. Oh my God, focus. Okay, there, we have our baby lash. So to break this section up, because I don't like flat sections, I will put in, say on this 12, I want to be able to see it, so I'm going to go more than 2 millimeters or more. So let's take it to a 14, and I'll put 1, 0.07, 0.06, whatever volume size you're using. So I'm not creating a fan, or I might use 2, depending on the state of the baby lash. If it can take 2, then I'll put 2, but if not, normally 1. Just 1 0.07 in on that baby lash, and it will just bloop, pull through, and you'll see it, and it will just break up that section. If you've got 2 or 3 of these little baby hairs and you do that, then you're starting to get a really nice effect, and it will just break up those little sections if they're getting a bit boring. So use your baby lashes. Number 2. So throughout this last year of doing loads of lashes, I've always found that people with very small eyes, so narrow, small little eyes, or people with more protruding eyes, suit a D-curl better than a C-curl. A C-curl can make them sort of look a bit flat. So using a D-curl for people with the smaller eyes or protruding eyes. Number 3 is 3 lengths. So I always use 3 lengths instead of 1 length. So say my area is an area of 14s, I will use 12s, 13s and 14s to create that 14 area. So I'll explain that a bit more here. So the power of 3, which is something that I do all the time, is I am not one for mapping at all. I never map. But for just being able to show you, say your map was on the inner corner, 10, 11, 12 at the top, 13 is your longest length, and then back down to a 12. I am always going 8, 9, 10, and then in this section I'm swapping it, so I'm blending them always 9, 10, 11, and then blending it again, 10, 11, 12, blending again, and so on. This, instead of creating that top line that's just like meep, all the way across, and there's no different at all, because I get a lot of people asking, how do you get them so fluffy? So this is how you're going to get them fluffy, so that you've never got like 2 lengths, 1 length the same next to each other. They're always going to be different, so you've always got that sort of tapered top line, always. That's what creates those really fluffy, flittery lashes up that top line. So always keeping on your lash tray every single length available to you, so that you can create these sort of blended. And I never do this, it's all in my head, so the blend might be that big, you know, not just here, or So just blending all the way through, but keeping at least 3. Sometimes I might even use 4, depending on that client. 3 lengths for every sort of section that I'm doing. Number 4. So somebody with a downward turning eye. So this is when the outer part of the eye starts to come down naturally. So for example, Claudia Winkleman, who famously has this downward turned eye, turns up to your salon and says, "Give me a cat eye." And you're thinking, don't think it's going to work. You can shift the flick. So if you put anything too long on a downward turning eye or an almond shaped eye, you're going to pull that eye down. If you shift the flick part, so your longer lengths that are on the outer corner, just in slightly, you can still create that lift, that outward flick for anybody with that kind of downward turning eye. So you don't always have to say to them, no, you can't have it, you can only have an open eye, because that's what's going to suit you best. Just shift it in slightly. I'll write it in here for you. So the downward turning eye is probably one of the most difficult to get right, because you can get it so wrong so quickly. You will only lash somebody with a downing turned eye wrongly once, because it just looks so bad, and you'll realise it the minute they'll open their eyes. You put all these big lashes on the outer corner thinking that you're going to pull it up with big lengths, and you've drooped their eye right down, and you're just like,
sorry.
So here is what I do for a downward turning eye for somebody that wants that lift, like a feline flick. So this is what the eye sort of looks like. So the turn down starts at about here. And normally, to create some sort of feline, we're putting the length here. Whereas for somebody with a downward turning eye, we want to start the length here and keeping it here, where that downward turn begins. So you probably want to mark this out on that person with their eyes open first. So if their downward turn is here, you want to put a little bit of pen there, just a little Sharpie or something that will wipe off. And this is where your longest lengths will be. So say these are your 14s, for example. And then we're going to taper off right down to maybe like an 11. So that we've still lashed everything. We're not missing half an eye. We've still got lashes there, but that lift is going to be here. And keeping that lift really tight, and then bringing it back down again, so that you have a blend, a tiny blend of your 13s here, down to a 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, and 11s, 12 and 11s, a few 10s in there maybe, so that you've still got that lift. And number 5, so your client turns up and you ask them, what do you want? You're already trying to suss out what's probably going to suit them best anyway, and they say to you, I don't know what I want. I have no idea what I want. I don't know really what suits me. But they will start using their body language. So you'll say, do you want them fluffy? Do you want them this? Do you want them that? And they will start to say, I just want them a bit, I don't know. And that's what they'll say. But to me, they're telling me really that they want a feline flick, because they want you to pull their eye out. Or they'll say, I don't know, I just sort of want them just pretty, but they're doing this. So this is telling me that they want wispy, spiky. Or they'll say, oh, just put some lashes on me. So they want the open eye, so I'm going to go a bit longer in the middle. So that sort of thing. So their body language will tell you what they want. Mostly people know what they definitely don't want. So if they can't tell you what they want, ask them what they don't want, and they will tell you that. So I hope that's been really useful. 5 really quick little tips for you. After Christmas and New Year, I have a friend coming up. She doesn't know it now, but she is going to be on camera. Lawrence. And I will try my hardest to lash and film somebody, because I get asked a lot and I feel like I'm avoiding it, but I will do it, I promise, or I'll try at least. I won't slow nothing down. I won't speed anything up. I'll try and do it in real time, so it might be a bit of a longer video. Obviously I won't bore you with an entire set, but just a small section, just so you can see where my mind is when I'm lashing, if you want to start creating the sets that I sort of do. So again, all my social media is Loft Lashes by Jojo. Please go and follow me. I do put some tips and stuff on my Instagram now and again, so jump on that. Happy lashing. Merry Christmas.